This is my second ever day of trying to cast StarCraft 2. Should be pretty interesting. I really want like advice and stuff and constructive criticism and everything. I'm sure that there's lots of things that I'm doing that I could be doing a lot better. Alright. So, in the bottom left hand corner of Overgrowth, we have the Red Terran SFP NinjaDuckBob. And in the top right hand corner of Overgrowth LE, we have the Blue Protoss GG Ho bobsaget. It's an interesting name, interesting clan tag too. I super duper like Overgrowth. I think Overgrowth is probably one of the best maps I've ever seen. Just the engagements that happen at this natural here with this like perfect wall off, high ground here. The engagements that happen at this third with the different attack paths for attacking and defending. The gold bases, the potential fourths. I think Overgrowth is my favorite map of all time. I miss it. I do miss it. So we've got a probe coming out for bobsaget, but he sends it back. I wonder if that was a misrally or a mistake, or that's interesting. I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe this is platinum level play, but I'm not sure. I'm not worrying too much about the leagues. I'm just gonna cast everything. Gateway first. I'm not really sure why that probe came back home. I feel like that's a mistake. But he's not dealing with anything super cheesy. He's just gonna deal with this fast Reaper, this standard Reaper from NinjaDuckBob. So just really standard openings from both of our players. I think, I don't know if I mentioned this yet or not, I think NinjaDuckBob is the person who submitted this replay to our castit so long ago, and I believe I have a stack of them from NinjaDuckBob. So maybe we'll get to know his playstyle a little bit today. That'll be interesting. 2 gases coming down back home for bobsaget, and he's got a Cybercore coming in, so we might see a little bit of early aggression, or possibly some early tech, maybe some Blink, maybe some Dark Templar, who's to say. No expand coming down though. Factory back at home for NinjaDuckBob, completing his wall off of his ramp. And that Reaper never came. It was just gas for the factory. What a scrub I am. What a scrub, what a scrub. He's making his Marine now though. Both players pretty content to just sit in their bases. Neither one of them is scouted the other. We did have that probe come out earlier. I really wonder why that probe went home. Oh well. Reactor on the barracks for NinjaDuckBob. Probably going to make some Hellions out of this, which could be pretty strong if they poke out up into this main base here. There's no wall off for the Protoss, so it could wreak some havoc for sure. Mothership core now, Stalker on the way, Warp Gate research on the way, NinjaDuckBob back at home, floating some minerals, gonna make a CC. Good job, NinjaDuckBob, very nice. Still no tech path direction for the Protoss. We'll have to be seeing that pretty soon. Extra worker in this gas, that's really unfortunate. Still chrono boosting out probes. Gonna see an expand come down now. Yeah, there it is. So both players playing a little bit economical. Both players making really standard openings with that follow-up base. Nothing particularly crazy happening. A second factory is coming down for NinjaDuckBob, so potentially some mech play. There's no starport, but we do have concussive shells. Excuse me. So this is pretty interesting. 2 factories and a tech lab barracks. No starport though. This might be a really interesting move out. These Hellions are going to come out, poke on the map. The Stalker did poke up that ramp and see what was going on. 2 forges back at home for the Protoss. 2 forges in a robo facility. So just really tech invested right now. We're going to see double upgrades come down. These Hellions should be force fielded out. Good job from bobsaget. That was a really nice force field. Did lose a probe, but that could have been a lot worse if that force field had a whiffed. and it looks like these guys are just going to come straight home. 2 Widow Mines in the production tab with an armory on the way, so we're going to see some mech. It's very interesting. I kind of question this Marauder. It might be just an early game Marauder, but then I question the concussive shell upgrade choice. He's making another Marauder. Marauders are very strong against Stalkers. Concussive shell is an amazing upgrade. He's still making Marauders. Interesting. This is going to be a really gas-intensive army if it's Marauder mech. That'll be very interesting to see. 4 Widow Mines out. Scan comes down into Protoss main. Doesn't see both forges, which is a little bit unfortunate. Cannon, protect against some drop play, I suppose. Just more gateways. Chrono boosting out an Immortal. And we got a tank back at home for NinjaDuckBob. Bobsaget could haul some of these drones down to his natural. If you didn't know, it is 16 workers is like maximum mining efficiency, or if you're really good, it's 19 because you can rally 3 per close mineral patch instead of 2, but that's pretty hard to do. I know like Scarlet really likes 19 because she's, you know, better than all of us. Like I said, the double upgrades coming in for the Protoss back at home. Bobsaget's got his armory up and he's looking to move out with some battle hellions. 6 Widow Mines, 4 Marauders, and a tank. More Widow Mines on the way. Ooh, wow. 3rd Immortal coming for Bobsaget. This needs to be an observer. No vision on this army moving across it all, and these Widow Mines are just going to tear him up. Bobsaget does have access to cannons, but... Oh, did he see this army? Yeah, he's got a probe on the... Oh, okay, so he did see the army. He's going to move up into his main. He's got these 2 sentries here, so you can force field out anything that tries to come up the ramp, but he's probably just going to lose this Nexus. Photon Overcharge does come down. Just turn that down a little bit. That's pretty loud. And this Mothership Core could be engaging here. A little bit worried of the Widow Mines, I suppose, but there's nothing really here to shoot up other than the Widow Mines. Could definitely get on this tank. Yeah, this Nexus is just going to go completely down. Observer is out now. The Stalkers, they outrange Widow Mines. Ooh, are any of these mine shots going to get off? No mine shots get off. That was really rough. So now there's only 4 Marauders and a tank versus 3 Immortals and 2 sentries. The best he can hope for? That was the best he could have hoped for, getting that last sentry. So he does get... NinjaDuckBob does get his opponent's natural expansion down. He does have his working back at home. Supply cap on Bobsaget as well. But for the trade of that army that was so gas intensive and no gases at the natural, that's a little bit chancy. If Protoss wanted to, probably be a good move to come across, throw a pylon here, and just start aggression of his own. 2 bunkers here, so NinjaDuckBob seems to be aware of that. And it looks like we're going back to a little bit of just a standard game. We're going to attempt to rebuild the economy for the Protoss. Shield upgrade coming in from the Forge. Interesting. You don't see that very often. The only time you really see shield upgrade is when Sky Toss is going to be a thing. Twilight Council being built. That's an important tech structure. This expansion going down is really starting to hurt the Protoss now. Just look at the difference in resources. NinjaDuckBob floating a fair amount of resources back home. I don't believe... Yeah, never used this armory. Possibly only made it for Hellbats, but not really sure. Getting Drilling Claws upgrade for these Widow Mines. NinjaDuckBob, really big fan of the Widow Mines, apparently. 6 more just here on the map. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan clumping it because, like we see, we have this observer here for the Protoss, and Stalkers do outrange Widow Mines. So I feel like maybe putting some on this ramp, putting some over here, just spacing them out a little bit might be a little bit stronger potentially, but I mean it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. +2 ground attack coming in for the Protoss, along with... Oh no, that's not upgrading, it's just having a flash. More Immortals on the way, a Banshee on the way for the Terran, 2 Banshees on the way for the Terran. Still making Marauders, but still no Medivacs. So this is a really interesting army composition. Lots of Widow Mines, man. I certainly don't hate it. I would like to see NinjaDuckBob take his third, I think. Maybe that's the Zerg in me, but I would really like to see a third go up. The problem with this army is that only Widow Mines are shooting up, and if bobsaget realizes that, then Starport Void Warriors, they're going to be a real threat. Third coming down now for both players. Definitely the right choice for NinjaDuckBob. Bobsaget might have a little bit of a hard time. No, never mind. A fourth coming down for Bobsaget. Okay, now I think that's an open extension for sure. Fourth coming down for Bobsaget, or for NinjaDuckBob as well. Very interesting. Double expanding from both players. Now, are these armies going to see each other? Yep, the Banshees see the Protoss. There's unfortunately not very much to shoot up from the Protoss army as well. So many Immortals, but they're going to be just destroyed. Oh my god, look at the Widow Mines. All the Immortals melt, die instantly. That was not good for Bobsaget at all. Oh wow. It's not very often you see that many Immortals die to that many Widow Mines. Crazy, crazy far ahead lead now for NinjaDuckBob. And I don't know. I think Protoss needs to cancel this base right away. Just warp in Stalkers. Just make army as much as possible. There's a 50 supply difference. NinjaDuckBob is doubling Bobsaget's supply. Dark Shrine coming in. Templar Archives coming in. Lots of tech coming in. Blink being researched. I think some of these need to be canceled just to make army units. The production isn't amazing for Bobsaget, but definitely just needs army units. Look at all these Widow Mines. They're all off a cooldown. They're just going to march in here. This might be a little bit of overkill. Yeah, maybe a little bit of overkill on those mines. Could have marched some into this middle line, but it really doesn't matter. Oh, look, here's one. Here's a come. Oh, no, girl. Yeah, this expand is going to go down again. Ooh, the Dark Templar coming in. Not an irrelevant choice. Definitely smart to let the Dark Templar Archives finish. Are they going to clean this up? Oh my god. No, okay. That did a lot of work though. 3 Dark Templar cleaned up a lot of stuff there. Resetting the Widow Mine count is just down to 1. DT warped in offensively to deny this third. Doesn't really matter though, because there's 2 bases up now. Ooh, look at all these Dark Templar. And unfortunately, NinjaDuckBob is just kind of rallying his forces across. He needs to realize that this is, you know, kind of just feeding the Protoss army. This Banshee reigns supreme in the sky. There's nothing really to deal with this right now. There are no units that shoot up. There are Archons coming in though. Archons are such strong units. Archons MVP in so many games. So this Banshee should be shoved off now. I don't believe Cloak was an upgrade that happened. Nope, no Cloak, so this Banshee should just go home. Or chase around the Archon, I guess. No, gonna go home. Stalkers coming in. Now the supply's even. 6 supply, 5 supply lead for NinjaDuckBob. So those Dark Templar were super clutch. Is this gonna burn down? NinjaDuckBob needs to realize that this is on fire. I'm gonna try and keep a close attention to that while everything else is happening on the map. He's denying both expansions. NinjaDuckBob has almost mined out his main. Is pretty oversaturated in his natural. Lots of idle SCVs. This pylon here is just gonna be able to warp in so many DTs. I think this is gonna burn down. It doesn't look like there's any saving it. Down to 100 health, just on fire. Fusion core coming in, so we're gonna see battle cruisers is the choice for NinjaDuckBob. Still no upgrades on that armory. This is gonna burn down. 60 HP, 50 HP. Oh, a mule finally gets called down. That was really close. 38. Okay, yeah. All right. The zealot's on hold position. If the zealot took one swipe at this and chased it off, this would keep burning. That's a little unfortunate for Bobsaget. That was really close. I thought it was gonna die for sure. Oh, oh, oh! If he gets all these SCVs. Oh wow. Alright, well I'm gonna pay attention to that again. No, NinjaDuckBob's gonna come over, throw down a scan, kill off this pesky DT. DT's gonna get 1 more SCV. 6 kill DT. Oh, I don't like this warp in at all. There's too much here. These Widow Mines burrow and everything here dies. Yeah. These Stalkers managed to get some work done, definitely. Well, that went a lot better than I thought it would. This is still burning. Oh man. Alright. I'm gonna try and pay attention to that. It's being upgraded to planetary. Is he gonna repair this? Yeah, he's gonna repair that now. Okay. So the supply still in favor of the Terran. This is definitely a way closer game than I thought it was. This fourth expand from the Protoss actually went up. Who'd have thought it? There's no reason for NinjaDuckBob to expect that bobsaget would expand twice at once like he was doing, so there was no reason to check. Ooh, these Banshees, they're going to be picked off. Oh, watch out for the Widow Mines! Oh no! Oh, amazing shots from the Widow Mines, killing a whole pack of Stalkers. Really, really rough for bobsaget the Protoss. This pylon's kind of cute. Just making lots of High Templar and Archons. Is Storm upgraded? No Storm, so looking at feedback with these stray High Templar, I suppose. Are there any... I don't think there are any Banshees left, so that might not be the strongest choice. It looks like bobsaget wants to poke in here at the third. Mining not very much. Okay, full saturation on the third. Not very good saturation on natural, extra workers and gas. No workers mining this gas. There he goes. Good for him. Yeah, okay, the economy's pretty fine for bobsaget. And actually, I think the economy's pretty lacking for NinjaDuckBob, the Terran. Power Mule's pretty relevant, but almost mined out of the natural. Absolutely mined out of the main. So, the Protoss army sees everything happening here, goes back home. Good choice. I don't think you could have engaged this with all these Widow Mines and all these tanks, and the PF here too, definitely not irrelevant. Army composition, just Zealot Stalker Archon, but high focus on Zealot Archon. It's charge research, no charge, but definitely relevant. We have +2/+2 for the Protoss and no attack and armor upgrades for the Terran. Finally coming in now, but really very late considering how early this armory was, especially. Oh, that's the oh, what's it called? The battlecruiser upgrade for the energy, I think. The you know, that one-shot cannon thing. This poor Zealot's just gonna die. A little bit of an unnecessary repair on the PF. Looks like bobsaget's coming back for more. Looks like he wants some more of this tasty planetary fortress. Take a chunk out of it. Terran is way out of position to deal with this. There's just nothing here. It's only the PF and SCV repairing it. I'd like to see the Zealots come in and tank before these more expensive gas units, but this is going to go down. Needs to watch out. Good job. bobsaget just pulls back. Ooh, it's going to lose Zealot and Archon to misrally, but that's pretty okay. Gotta grab these into his control group so that they don't die to this army. And it looks like they're gonna die to this army. Very unfortunate. Even supply right now, but all these stalkers, they're gonna go down. Look at how many Widow Mines NinjaDuckBob has. Looks this way, that's pretty good. Void Rays. Void Rays and Stargates coming in. Good choice, because you have to deal with these guys. High Templar are also a very strong choice against battle cruisers, because you just feedback them. Nobody ever uses the energy, so you just feedback them when they die. Oh wow. NinjaDuckBob just marching straight in here. Needs to plant these Widow Mines right away. What kind of shots are gonna get off? Ooh, all the shots could just go on the Zealots. Do some friendly fire on this Terran army. That was not the way it was supposed to go for NinjaDuckBob. Looks like he's gonna be flanked now by the Protoss army. The siege tanks on the ground absorbing all the stalker fire, and there's nothing shooting at these battle cruisers, so they're doing so much work. And all these Widow Mines are about to come off cooldown. If this Protoss army just comes in piecemeal like this, warps in right next to these tanks, oh, I think this is a done deal now. There's no way that Zealots can get up to these tanks with these Widow Mines. These 4 stalkers are all on like half HP. DT's warped in again, or the DT's going to be the saviors? Probably not, because they can't shoot up. Definitely going to do some work though. Hero Nexus Cannon. Good job on the Nexus Cannon, killing a battlecruiser. Ooh, friendly fire ends up taking out a tank. Look at how low this battlecruiser is. 27 HP and 10 kills and counting. So we're at a point again where Terran is almost doubling the supply of the Protoss. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit disposition if that's where it goes down. Ooh, I hope he realizes that. I hate that when that happens to me. Oh, Yamato cannons, the mothership core. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think that's in the correct position. But that's the least of Bob Saget's worries, as the Terran bank is enormous. Protoss has been ripped to shreds. There are still active Widow Mines doing work. Almost just no army. What's the units like? 60 SCVs to 41. And actually the army supply is really close. It doesn't look like NinjaDuckBob was keeping up on production, sadly. Ooh, these idle SCVs, they've been there a while. Should start rallying, or should start moving these SCVs to the 3rd and the 4th, so that they can be mining at max capacity. Lots of idle army up here too. I don't know if there was a misrally or something. Yeah, there we go. Grabs them all, pulls them down. It should really only be not very long now until Terran pulls this out. I don't see anything short of some amazing storms or just an incredible DT warp in. I don't see anything pulling Bob Saget back into this. NinjaDuckBob is in a beautiful position with his really zany composition: Widow Mine, tank, battle cruiser, and 1 Viking. Because why not? I'd love to see a Raven. A Raven would be so good with this army because you could just snipe the observer with the battle cruisers, and then your Widow Mines just never die. Widow Mines have done so much work this game. Every game you see somebody make like 50 Widow Mines. They just do so much work. Look at that. Oh man. Half the Protoss army dies to Widow Mines before the fight even starts. Gee, says Bob Saget. And that's the ball game. Good job, NinjaDuckBob. Interesting start to an interesting game.